So you're finally starting to see success with Poshmark. What are some things you need next? Stick around and find out. Welcome back. My name is Jessica. I am the founder and owner of stayathomesuccess.net. I currently have 6 different side hustles, Poshmark being one of my primary side hustles. And I'm here to share with you how to set up and what to have on hand when you're building your closet. So a lot of these things can be free. I'm going to be also offering some alternatives that you can do. So you don't have to overthink it. Poshmark is so easy. I can't speak for any other platforms that sell because I only focus on Poshmark, but Poshmark is so straightforward. It's ridiculous. So first things first, let's talk inventory. Ways that you can get inventory for free. Your closet, like your physical closet, dresser, drawers, all of that, purge that first. That's where I started. I went through everything. If I even was like, I only wore this once in the last 2 years, I'm not going to wear it again. Sell, whatever. So I started there. Next, if you just want to keep your costs as low as possible to gain the maximum amount of profits, you want to ask your friends and family, hey, if you're purging your closet, instead of letting that bag sit in your trunk for, 6 months, can I go through it and I will donate, whatever I can't use, right? That's honestly how I've been building and getting the most amount of profit. There are some friends and family that I'll split 50-50 of whatever the profits are. That's up to you. But still, it's minimum cost for inventory because it's people helping you out. So that's, 2 ways. Your closet, your friends and family. Now, if you want to take it up the next level, you certainly can go to like thrift stores and Goodwills and like all of that. I found Facebook Marketplace, like sometimes people are just getting rid of clothes and they're like, hey, I got a bag here, $10, whatever. That's also wonderful. Keep your cost of acquiring the goods low so that obviously we're maximizing profit. We're building a business, like we're not a charity or a donation. We want to make money, but you want to make money the right way. So those are some of my best pieces of advice, I guess, for gaining inventory. Don't overthink it. Don't put all of your eggs on this one super expensive item that you think will sell. If you just have one item in your closet, chances are people are going to just bypass it. So try to have like a couple of things. Poshmark does recommend up to 100 pieces to start, and I think that's a really great base. I personally right now have 300 pieces in my closet listed. But I have a doom pile that is probably about as tall as I am that I still need to go through, which is awesome when you're doing live parties. I can do a whole another tutorial on how to just you don't even have to list the item and you can sell them on here. It's wonderful. But anywho, that's a story for a different day. So I started my Posh closet, like I said, about 2 years ago. I think it was July 2023. I opened my account. And for the first, year, I did nothing with it. I had some stuff listed. I was making a couple sales. I didn't really understand how Poshmark worked. Now that I'm in it and I'm really getting a good grasp of what it takes to make sales on Poshmark, it's becoming much easier. So I wanted to share some things that I found really helpful and what you need, and again, how you can get that stuff for free, because I'm all about maximizing profits. I'm a stay-at-home mom, and like I said, I run stayathomesuccess.net. I teach parents how to build businesses smart so that you can have the most amount of profit at the end of the day. So some things that you need, obviously your phone. That's not free, but you're not paying extra for that. So your phone, a charger. You can use a laptop. I find it optional. I've been running Poshmark primarily from my phone. But if I'm doing a live, I do like to have my laptop open just because it's sometimes easier, but that's personal preference. Don't overthink it. Some other things, I can link everything that I am listing that's not free. I'll put links in so that you can just kind of click and grab. I do get a commission off of them if you choose to purchase through me. So again, phone, laptop, we talked about inventory, boxes. Okay, so you've taken your pictures and now you're like, what do I do with this stuff, right? I've listed it, now where? So in the beginning, I would take the pictures and I had all different kinds of boxes labeled with whatever it was, you know, women's shirts, large, whatever, blah, blah, blah. The best thing that I found, honestly, to start out, if you're doing it for free, just use boxes you got around the house. Amazon boxes, I use diaper boxes, wipes boxes, anything that is a big enough box that you can comfortably stack and fit and find, use it. I use Post-it notes as my labels. Like, it doesn't have to be anything crazy. All right, and that's the free stuff. You can get totes and all of that. Just start off with what you have laying around. That is always a great way to start. Some other things, hangers. You're gonna need a lot of hangers. A lot of hangers. Especially if you are, again, doing live shows and you have a lot of inventory coming through. I started off with just the hangers I had at home, and then I realized I am running out of hangers, so I had to buy more. These are the ones that I like the best. So I have kids hangers, I have grown-up hangers, and then I have pants hangers that are adjustable. Okay, cool. Again, don't go crazy. If your clothes comes to you, if your clothes comes to you on hangers, just use the hangers. Whatever. Save money. That's all. That's the name of the game. Save money so you can make money. Some other things. I have a rolling rack that I kind of, if I'm doing a live party, I have it set up, or if I'm taking my inventory pictures, I kind of line everything up, so all I have to do is grab the item, hang it where I'm taking the picture, take my pictures, and either hang it back up for the live party, or put it in the box, whichever I'm feeling for the day. But yeah, my rolling rack is awesome. It probably fits about, on a good day, I'd say there's like 75 items on there, and it's sturdy, it rolls. I have it on carpet, which I thought was going to be difficult. It's perfect. What are the things that you might need? Oh, phone stand. I'm using a phone stand. It's pretty. It's pink. I'll link it. A ring light. Sometimes I use a ring light, sometimes I don't. Depends on what the weather is outside. Right now I'm using the light from my living room window. I think it looks just fine. Again, some of these things that I'm going to tell you, everything has a free or low cost option. And if you're just starting out, try and figure out ways that you don't have to invest a lot of money, because God forbid it doesn't work out for you. You're not out, $1,000 and sitting on all this stuff, right? If at the end of the day I decided to close my posh closet, like all my extra inventory, I can give to friends. I can donate. And I'm not losing anything per se. What are some other things that we need? Okay. Oh, poly mailers. So I have, this is actually what the poly mailer looks like that I use. Sometimes I use little decorative ones or like seasonal ones, but this is, they came tucked in the poly mailer. So this is what it looks like. I want to say it's a 12 by 15 that fits like a pair of jeans, a couple shirts, more of the smaller stuff. I don't know that a hoodie would necessarily fit into this, although I'm sure I could make it fit if I really wanted to. But presentation is key, honestly. Some other things that I use, I have tissue paper. I always wrap my stuff in tissue paper before I put it in the poly mailer. I also have my thank you stickers. I have all of my, where's my things? All of my orders go out with a thank you card. I'll handwrite, you know, something on the back, and I include a little nail file or a little gift. You don't have to do that. I find it, you know, I know if I were to get that, I would really appreciate it. So that's kind of how I think when I am packaging and listing and all of that. Like, what would make me feel good? Oh, my washer's done. That's what would make me feel good. I also have some ribbon in here. If I have, like, if somebody orders quite a bit and I kind of have to stack it, I'll tie it with a ribbon to make sure that it stays neat. But that's some of that stuff. What else? But yeah, don't overthink it. It's really not that hard to start a business with Poshmark, and it doesn't even have to be a business. You could just be looking to sell a couple of your items and that be it. This is more for the people that want to and are ready to take it to the next level. So I hope that helps, and I look forward to hearing you guys in the comments and letting me know if you found this helpful or anything else that I could talk about in my Poshmark series. I'm going to try and post a video a week. It's a little tough. I have 2 little ones in school and they're on totally different times, and I don't know if I mentioned this in the beginning of the video. I also run like 6 other side hustles at any given time. So my life is a little chaotic, but I always find time to chat with people, and I love teaching, you know, people how to make money. My phone was telling me I was getting a little winded apparently, but I always like to chat and help people grow their businesses. So if you found this helpful, please make sure that you give this a thumbs up and hit subscribe. And I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Love you lots, and happy Poshin'. Bye.